Listen closely, my friends, because the immigration landscape in the US is shifting fast. If you're living here on a visa, applying for a green card, or waiting on any USCIS decision, the next few weeks could make a big difference in your future. The USCIS has just rolled out and is about to finalize 10 major immigration changes that could impact how you apply, how long you wait, how much you pay, and even whether your application gets approved at all. And here's the thing. Many of these changes kick in before August 31st, 2025. Some of them could speed up your process or reduce delays if you act now. Others could make the rules stricter, fees higher, and paperwork more demanding. In this video, I'm going to break down each of these 10 changes in plain, simple language, no confusing legal jargon, no endless reading through government websites, just exactly what you need to know and what steps you should take right now to protect your immigration status. We'll talk about which applications might now require extra supporting evidence, the new USCIS processing priorities that could move your case faster or push it to the back of the line, fee increases and exactly when they start, important policy shifts that could affect work permits, travel documents, and green card renewals. I've done all the digging for you, checked the official USCIS updates, looked at the fine print, and spoken to immigration experts so that you can focus on making smart decisions without worrying you've missed something important. Because if there's one thing I've learned after years of following immigration news, the people who stay informed are the people who get ahead. So if your future in the US matters to you, and I know it does, stay with me till the very end of this video. I promise you'll walk away knowing exactly what's changing and what you should do next. Before we dive in, tap that like button. Not only does it help more immigrants see this important information, but it tells me you care about getting the facts you need to protect your future. The very first change you need to know about is something that's catching a lot of immigrants by surprise. USCIS is tightening the rules on supporting evidence. In the past, you might have been able to submit your application with the basics and wait for USCIS to request additional documents if needed. Now, in many cases, that safety net is disappearing. Officers are being told to make decisions based on what you submit the first time, and if you don't include everything they expect, your case could be denied without any chance to fix it. That means the pressure is on from day one. For you, this means no more "I'll send the rest later" approach. It's about having a complete, well-documented application package right from the start. This change matters because one simple oversight, one missing form, one outdated signature, one missing translation, could be the reason your application never makes it past the first step. Now, let's talk about timing, because processing priorities are shifting in a way that could either be a blessing or a headache. USCIS has announced that they're reorganizing their workload to focus more on cases that can be approved quickly. Sounds great, right? And it is, if your application is straightforward and complete. It could mean weeks or even months shaved off your wait time. But here's the catch. If your case is more complicated, if it requires extra review, or if there's anything in your background that needs clarification, it might get pushed back so USCIS can work through the faster cases first. That could leave you waiting longer than you expected. So, the lesson here is that accuracy and clarity are your best friends right now. The cleaner your application, the more likely it is to land in that fast-track pile. Another major shift is something that hits everyone where it hurts. Fees are going up. Some of these increases are small, but others are significant enough to make you rethink your timeline. For example, certain work permit renewals and adjustment of status applications will cost noticeably more after August 31st, 2025. If you've been on the fence about filing, now's the time to seriously consider doing it before those higher fees kick in. For many families, this isn't just about money, it's about whether they can even afford to take the next step in their immigration journey. I've already spoken to people who are adjusting their plans to avoid hundreds of extra dollars in fees. Remember, USCIS doesn't usually lower fees once they've gone up. Waiting could mean paying more for the exact same service later. Let's move to something that might be good news for some of you: expanded online services. USCIS has been investing in digital platforms, and now more types of applications and requests can be submitted online. This could mean less mailing, fewer lost documents, and quicker receipt notices. But here's the human side of it. Not everyone is comfortable with online systems. Some people worry about making mistakes they can't easily fix, or they don't have reliable internet access. If you're in that situation, this change can feel overwhelming. The good news is that you can still file paper applications in most cases, but online filing might give you an edge when it comes to speed, especially if you're tech savvy and can double-check everything before you hit submit. Another important update is about work permits, or Employment Authorization Documents (EADs). USCIS is adjusting how long some EADs are valid, with certain categories getting longer validity periods. This is meant to reduce the need for frequent renewals and help USCIS clear backlogs. For immigrants, that can mean fewer interruptions to your ability to work and more peace of mind. Imagine not having to stress every single year about whether your renewal will arrive in time. For some, this could be a game changer. But again, this won't apply to every category, so you'll want to confirm whether your situation qualifies for the extended validity. Speaking of backlogs, USCIS is also tackling interview requirements for certain cases. In some categories, they're waiving interviews altogether if the application is straightforward and all background checks are clear. This could cut months off the process for many applicants. But, and this is important, it also means that your paperwork will need to be absolutely flawless, because the officer reviewing your file won't have that face-to-face meeting to ask you questions or clarify details. If something looks off, you might get a denial instead of an interview. On top of that, there's a push for more rigorous background checks in certain immigration categories. This could mean additional delays for some people, but it's also part of USCIS's effort to make decisions that will stand up to legal challenges. It's frustrating, yes, but it also means that once your case is approved, it's less likely to be questioned later. Think of it as trading some patience now for more security in the future. And finally, there's the 10th change. USCIS is increasing transparency, but only if you know where to look. They're publishing more updates and case processing data online, but they're not exactly sending it to your inbox. If you're not checking their official website or following credible immigration resources, you might not even know these updates exist. Staying informed isn't just about curiosity, it's about making smart moves at the right time. I always tell people, immigration isn't a set it and forget it process. It's living, breathing, and changing all the time. If you're not watching closely, you can miss the moment that matters most. When you put all these changes together, it's clear that August 31st, 2025 isn't just a random date. It's a deadline that could affect thousands of people's futures. Whether it's avoiding higher fees, taking advantage of faster processing, or making sure your application is complete under the new evidence rules, the choices you make now could determine where you stand months from today. This isn't about fear, it's about preparation. If you act early, stay organized, and keep yourself informed, you'll be in a much stronger position than someone who waits until the last minute. So here's my advice. After this video, take a few minutes to review your own immigration plans. If you were thinking about filing an application or renewing a document, look at whether doing it before August 31st could save you time, money, or stress. And don't keep this information to yourself. Share it with friends, family, or anyone you know who might be affected. Because when it comes to immigration, what you don't know really can hurt you, but what you do know can make all the difference. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the next big updates, stick around, because I'll be here breaking it all down for you in plain English every step of the way.